Hello, everybody. It's the interview queen, Alicia Atout here, and it is my absolute pleasure to welcome you all to my interview with Matthew Adams, formerly known as Buddy Murphy. Welcome.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Great introduction, by the way.
Thank you. I had someone behind the scenes give me a little information on how they'd like to introduce you. So.
Oh, okay. Well, that man is fantastic, and pat him on the back. Exactly.
How are you doing over there? How's the day going?
It's not too bad. A little bit of a late start, but I got out of bed, so that's positive. So,
right.
Day's good. Day's good.
Well, I have to bring up how I've noticed most people right now are really diving into their hobbies more, especially due to the pandemic. And one of yours is gaming. So, are there any games you've been super into as of late?
So, there's one game that I play. And that's pretty much all I play now that I'm a Twitch affiliated professional gamer.
Uh-huh.
I play Fortnite, and I'm not proud of it. It's just something that I am hooked on, but I'm not proud of it. And I kind of like have to pinch myself when I have to explain to someone, "Oh, what game do you play?"
Why?
Fortnite. Like, it's terrible. I'm not proud of it, but I play it. I'm kind of like hooked. But I don't know why. But it's like the one game I don't get mad at. Like,
that's why
you die, then you go ready up, and you're back in it. Like like I rage quit on Call of Duty, on UFC. Like I'll get so mad, I'll throw the control, I'll storm downstairs. 15 minutes later, it's like I'm a brand new person. Go back up there, and then it happens again. So, but Fortnite doesn't do that for me. So that's probably why I stick with it.
Okay, is there a reason that you're not proud of it? I mean, I've never heard any like super negative connotations when it comes to people playing Fortnite, so.
It's a child's game.
In some ways.
See? It's a child's game. A 30-year-old playing a child's game, and it's not a good look.
Hey, you're having a good time. That's what matters.
I don't even know if I'm having a good time. I just know that time passes when I'm playing it. A lot of time.
Yeah, I'm the same way. I'll put in one game, and next thing I know, like 4 hours have passed by. I'm like, where did the time fly? It's ridiculous.
What's your game of choice?
So I've been super into Legend of Zelda lately on like the old school SNES, but I also love Galaga. So I'll play Galaga for forever. Like I love old school games.
Yeah. So my friend, you might know him, LA Knight from NXT or all of his other aliases. He has his system. And it's actually, we plugged it in like maybe a month ago, and it's got like every old school game in it. And we were just picking and playing. And we didn't realize how bad the graphics were.
Oh, yeah.
Like in our heads, it's like, oh, that was like beyond its time. And you put it back and you go back and you're like, you can't play it. Like it's borderline terrible. But, So I didn't want to play it because I felt like it was ruining the memories. You know what I mean? Like,
I get where you're coming from. I do.
Yeah, okay. Well, at least I'm not the only one.
Now, most of your Instagram is filled with simply workout videos, and you've been intensely hitting the gym as of late. So what's kind of your normal routine like? Are you in there a couple of days, or is it pretty much like an everyday thing for you?
I'm a massive foodie. So like I will eat anything. And if it's not good for me, then I'll even want it even more. So working out kind of counters the food out in a way, but it's also just a thing where I like to push myself on a daily basis. It's just self goals and it's part of it's just my routine now. It's get up, eat, go straight to the gym. Like it starts off my day. It's people rely on coffee to start their day, and they can't function without coffee.
Yeah, your coffee.
I get up, I shower, I go in the car, I scoop the pre-workout, and I'm already driving to the gym. And that's my coffee, right? That's my coffee scene of my day. And then once I've done that, like, the meat and potatoes of the day is done. Like I can do whatever I want. If I want to chill, I can chill. If I need to do other stuff, I have the whole day ahead of me. So it's not like I don't really evolve my day around training. I just get it over and done with first thing. So then I have the rest of the day to do whatever I want.
Right.
But obviously in the fitness world and training and nutrition, it's like a 24/7 job, right? And working, you know, for WWE and being on television and being on live television and being seen by millions of people, like you get like body conscious. So then gym and like nutrition becomes a part of the job. So it's just not, you know, doing Raw, doing SmackDown, you know what I mean? And then that's work to me was, you know, getting up, going to the gym, eating that. So it was a 24/7 job, right? For the, you know, and like if I go to Publix or the grocery store, I don't know what's in Canada, but if you go there, like it doesn't turn up because people might notice you and whatnot. So you're still working because you're not, you know, you still have to have a persona up when you meet someone and whatnot. And it's all a part of the job, but it's a 24/7 job.
Yeah,
like it doesn't just stop. Always on. And then not many people look at it like that, right? Like they go, oh, you know, you do one day a week on television and that's it. No, it's everything else that gets you ready for the TV. It's everything else, like the food, the gym, you know, like going to the grocery stores or to the shop, but you obviously can't look like a slob in case one person knows you goes, hey, can I get a photo? Like, you know what I mean? Like, so you constantly have something in your head, but that's, I'm not, but around the fitness, like it's now less a part of like the job and more just me. It's my time, right?
Right. And it's interesting hearing the 24/7 aspect because I've also interviewed quite a few bodybuilders and they always go on about how much they always have to be on constantly. And it's not just being on stage for those 5 minutes, you know, it's like months and months leading up to it. So I kind of wanted to ask you, is there anyone that you look up to when it comes to training? Because for me, anytime I kind of see the Kevin Lavronis or the Lee Labradas in my feed, I'm always instantly inspired again.
Yeah. So there's so I'm not necessarily a massive fan of the bodybuilding look necessarily. If I do watch someone, it's because I'm trying to learn something. Like, what are they kind of doing, their mentality? But like, obviously, like Arnold is kind of like a massive, to me, he had the greatest physique, you know, and he wasn't overly big, but looked maintainable. But there's one guy, an Aussie, actually. He's Callum Vonmonger. He did
huge.
Yes, but great physique. Like to me, like he has like a great physique. He's not overly big. It looks maintainable. And he's just, it's not all about training. Yes, he does that, but he does other stuff as well, right? So like I like to see probably the balance that people have when it comes to their training, because I don't necessarily want to be that guy that lives in the gym or anything like that, because, you know, like when it's all said and done, I don't want to be that guy that missed out on so much because of the gym. When gym's definitely an important part, but so is everything else.
Right. Well, one thing that kind of goes hand in hand with that is you've shared before how you're really stepping back and evaluating everything going on and simply how the chip on your shoulder is getting bigger. So I have to ask you, I mean, what's kind of making that grow? What's really giving you all of this fuel as of late?
I guess that the handcuffs are off, and you know what I mean? I feel like I've created a great portfolio with what I had done in WWE, like wrestling Roman to Seth, to the matches with Ali. Like, you know, to the general audience, they don't understand the restrictions. Like for me and Ali no DQ match, we had a lot of restrictions to be able to create that art with that restrictions. That's what makes it even better. If you have a unlimited time, if you have unlimited resources and you can do whatever you want, you're going to have a good match, right? Like you have the time to do it. You can do whatever, you can let it all happen. But if you're restricted and you only have a certain amount of times, you can't do these things, we need this to be the finish, now we're picking what we have to do to create the art. So to me, that makes the art better, is when you have those restrictions. And I feel like that comes down to the rules of wrestling, right? The rules of a wrestling match, like tag matches, holding the tag rope, one save. Like, a lot of these rules aren't necessarily explained to the general audience. And if I asked a wrestling fan, what are the rules of a tag match? A lot of them wouldn't know them. But the Revival, or FTR, drove this into us when me and Blake were wrestling them every week. They made me like love tag wrestling for the fact that it's not just tag wrestling. You're sharing your spotlight or whatever. It's a gimmick match, right? It's a stipulation match. And when you play with the rules, you're creating more drama, more resources to play with. And then that's working on the art, right? That's creating that emotional roller coaster for the match and whatnot. So, it's all about, just the handcuffs are good because it gives you restrictions to use the art, and the art's better. But I'm looking forward to taking the handcuffs off and doing more me, and, getting out there and that was just a glimpse of what I can do. Like, that's the,
I can genuinely tell how hyped up you are over this,
Well, I'm excited. I'm excited. Yeah, and I really want to sink my teeth into something and go all in with it, go. I want to give it my all. I feel like I have a lot to offer.
Well, there you did mention up a couple of things you did in WWE, and I think one of my favorite matches has to be between you and Mustafa Ali back, 3 years ago in 205 Live. You guys just absolutely crushed one another, and I loved every second of it. So I'm curious, was there anyone in particular you really loved being in the ring with while there, just someone you always had great chemistry with every single time you were standing across from the other?
So I was very lucky. Right, I had a lot of good chemistry with a lot of people. Mm-hmm. Like you said, Ali, Aleister Black, Tozawa, Cedric Alexander. I only wrestled him once, but Roman. And I only wrestled him once, but Daniel Bryan. Like, wrestled him twice, Seth. You know what I mean? Like, I had great chemistry with guys that I worked a lot and that I only wrestled once. So I was very, very fortunate to have a lot of chemistry with a lot of guys without actually having to get those reps in, right? So very fortunate of that.
I mean, that definitely says something not only about the guys you're wrestling, but yourself, to be able to adapt to so many different people and different stylings, We'll pat on the back.
Exactly. No, so I pride myself on my performances a lot, because obviously that's my niche. So, and I felt like that I kind of put a little bit of pressure on myself that if Buddy Murphy or Murphy was wrestling, it was like people would get excited for it. It was going to bring a different kind of, a little bit of a different style than what you're typically going to see. That I'm going to give, do me in that. So, and I felt like to an extent people thought that, whoever I was in the ring with, that it was going to be, more.
Yeah. Well, the last thing I wanted to ask you about today is that outside of interviewing wrestlers, I also interview musicians and host for Slipknot's Knotfest. I just absolutely live for music. So if you could kind of have any artist write some entrance music for you, who would you love to see do so?
I actually have an artist doing my entrance music now.
Ooh,
my
okay.
new one. It hasn't, I don't know. Should I give you the scoop?
I mean, I'm here for it if you feel like sharing.
Well, let's go back on the answer a little bit. So if I had to have anyone do my music and I had to pick, and they're like, you can pick anyone.
Right, anybody.
Do my Limp Bizkit.
Oh my gosh, I'm so psyched they're touring again. You have no idea.
So Limp Bizkit was like me, that were my songs. That was my band growing up. So, but the guys that had helped me, who were helping me, do my current theme for the future is Downstraight, who did a lot of yeah. So they've been super cool. Been working with them. You know, I helped write some lyrics and stuff like that. I had an idea of what I wanted to. They've thrown some samples my way and taken a lot of the stuff that I had said and created art from it. So I can't wait till it goes on like Apple Music and iTunes and stuff, because I always wanted a song. I was very unfortunate with my songs in WWE. They weren't very good. And I feel like music is the very first thing that they hear, right? And it has impression. Yes. And it's, if you look at who has good music, they're generally getting pushed. You know what I mean? Like, think about who the people, like, if you have good music, they're generally pushing you pretty well. So me and Blake's first music was pretty bad. Like, we picked it, but I was like, back on the indies, back in Australia, I was like a dubstep guy. Like, I like dubstep music because no one else had that, right? Okay. Everyone had the Disturbed. So I was like, well, when my music goes up, it's going to be different. So I kind of stuck with the like the Skrillex and whatnot, just to be different. So then when we became Blake and Murphy, I found a song and it kind of had a bit of dubstep feel. So I was like, all right, we'll do that. And then we became the Dubstep Cowboys by the internet. But it's something different. And then I tried to keep that a little bit. But talking about new music, it was actually in Toronto at SummerSlam when we were, it was right before the Me and Roman match, because that was in Toronto. And they're like, oh, it's you versus Apollo Crews on the kickoff of SummerSlam. I was like, okay, cool. Apollo goes out there. Oh, maybe he wasn't out there. And then this music goes off. I'm just kind of sitting there like, buddy, go. And I'm like, what?
You're like, that's mine?
They're like, that's new music. I go, is it? I got new music? And then as I'm walking out the curtain, I'm like, I got new music? But my whole, like, with the music, right, it should be, you know, you feel it kind of have this thing. My last music, I had the beat. Like, I'd play the drums to the ground and stuff with the beat and then explode with my arms up. But the whole beat was gone. So I go down, I'm listening to it going,
you're trying to follow it. Like, what's happening?
Like, I'm just doing my same entrance, but the music beat wasn't there.
Oh, no.
And I was like, hey, the next day I was like, hey, can you send me the music? Like, the first time I heard it was, you know, when I was in the ring. So they sent it to me. It wasn't great, but, you know, it was what it was. But I'm super excited for the boys to release this, because I always wanted an awesome song that you could listen to in the gym too. Like, you know, like, you know, I'm not going to lie. Like, I listen to Triple H's music and Kane's Slow Criminal and you know, like Batista's song. That's all on my playlist.
That stuff gets you hyped though.
It's cool music. Yeah. So, you know, you don't have to be a wrestling fan to know cool music, right? So that's kind of where we're going with this song. So it's super cool.
Okay. That's so exciting though, because you'll actually not only know the beat and how it goes, which will help, but also it's something you'll actually love, you know? You'll feel it when you come out to the ring.
Absolutely.
Even more hyped. That's super
And it's
exciting.
the story of my past.
Oh, lyrically too. Okay, that's awesome. Ooh.
So it actually says my past in it.
I'm excited for this to drop, definitely.
It's pretty cool. Maybe I'll give you a little sneak peek, but you know,
please do. Well, Matthew, I want to say thank you so much for taking the time and hopping on here today. It was fantastic being able to shoot the breeze with you, so I really do appreciate it.
No worries, I appreciate it. Hopefully, it was a little bit different, you know? It was a bit more laid back.
That's how we do it.
I wasn't as stressed about my answer.
I told you I'm not going to be prying or anything, you know? I told you.
They all say that.
But did I? No.
No, you're good. Yeah, you're good.
Everyone, this has been the fantastic Matthew Adams. Be sure to check out aliciatout.com for plenty more exclusive interviews and features. And we'll see you all next time, everyone. Bye.